To be clear, this video is intended for people who are unsure if they want to stay in the Bachelor of Social Work program. If you are happy with continuing with the Bachelor of Social Work program, don't let me discourage you. Just keep going. Okay, just do it because you're enjoying it. And just keep in mind this video is not for you. So in my experience as an educator, something that I've come across a lot are these different kinds of reasons for why students might be considering leaving the BSW program. So one example might be, or one thing that I've seen is that some students actually want to pursue a alternative career. Something that I also see quite often, especially with Pacifica students, is that they have family obligations that they need to attend to that actually would interfere with their studies. So they might need to take a break from studies to attend to their family in some way. Other students just need money and they need to be working more often to earn that money as opposed to studying. Other students, I find, also just find the material boring. Sometimes they just don't find it interesting and it's not really what they had in mind when they signed up to do a Bachelor of Social Work. And sometimes students just don't like studying. So they don't like the act of studying at all, or they don't like the academic the process of academic study. So let's first address those students who are considering leaving the BSW program because they don't like studying maybe, or maybe they just find all the study materials boring or the act of studying boring. Now, I'm not saying that these are not legitimate problems or legitimate reasons, but I just want you to consider the following. In BSW years 1 and 2, you're learning a lot from books. Okay, you're looking at a lot of theory and core concepts. And for some students, this can be boring. It depends on how much you like reading and how much you like dealing with abstract ideas and concepts. But all this is meant to be foundational knowledge, but this is not really all of what social work is. In order to understand what social work really is, you need to go out and do it. And when you get to years 3 and 4, that's when you actually do some kind of social work. In both of those years, you go out and you do practicum. Okay, so you're still doing a lot of those learning from books, you're still looking at theory, but I find that a lot of students that make it to 3rd and 4th year, they get out there and they're reminded like, oh, this is why I got into social work. This is fundamentally different from learning from books and all that other stuff. So keep in mind that that's what's waiting for you in 3rd and 4th year. If you think that all of social work is just learning from books, it's not that. There's real people to connect with out in the world when you go into practicum. But what about those people that are, those people that are bored, or they need to go and earn money, or they, have alternative career paths, or they want to drop out for a bit, or, attend to their family, or their ainga. So what about those people? Now keep in mind that this is a statistic from the United States. In 2017, it was reported that around 30% of university students changed their major. So their major just means, maybe they're doing Bachelor of Social Work or business or science or something like that. So 30% of those first-time university students changed their major at least once. Now that is quite a bit of change, quite a bit of changing minds in those first years. The point that I want to make here is that if you want to change to another degree or pursue another career path or interest outside of university, or take some time out to think about what you really want to do, that's actually really normal. Okay, and I don't want you to go through this and consider leaving the program because you have other stuff you want to do and think that you're betraying yourself somehow or betraying, your future. Like I said, a lot of people go through a lot of changes when they're going through their careers and switching directions, from time to time. Okay, keep in mind as well that if you do choose to come back, in many cases you can pick up where you left off, or you can take over some credits from courses that you had done before. Although if you do want to do that, just make sure you talk to uni staff about how to do this properly. So let's recap some of the points that I've made so far. First of all, you will have to be doing academic work throughout your degree, but you get to do hands-on practical work in your 3rd and 4th years where you actually go out and do social work. Number 2 is that it's really common and normal to change your mind about your career choice, okay? If you've decided that at one point you wanted to be a social worker and you change your mind, that's completely fine and completely normal, okay? And this might actually be a decision that you want to make yourself. You might also actually choose to take a break from your study if you have other obligations. Like I said, Pacifica students have these obligations all the time because we're so committed to our families. And it's actually possible for you to do that and come back when you are ready. And lastly, this is just an additional point, keep in mind that all the staff in the School of Social Work are really happy to discuss these decisions with you if you need extra help, okay? People are not going to get mad at you if you decide that it's best for you to drop out of the program. It's better than if you stay in the program and you're not committed to it and you don't actually want to do it and you underperform and basically waste your money with student loans. So this might be you. There's different paths for you to take going forward. You can stay on to be a social worker, you can stay in uni but switch degrees, you can stay in the Bachelor of Social Work program and actually keep on going beyond your bachelor's and do a master's and PhD, which some students choose to do, or you could leave uni and do something else entirely. All these things are completely fine. Just keep in mind that your Pacifica success to Okaku and also the other staff in the School of Social Work and in the wider university are happy to talk about these things and just really want the best for you going forward. Thanks so much for listening to this guide. Good luck, and I'll talk to you again soon.